Breakfast outside in the dark. Nobody knows. We're on our way out. How a street changes between... Gracias. ¿Y tú? Buen camino. How a street changes between the evening when all the tables are out and everybody's milling around and the morning when you've just got pilgrims on the way. One of the things I've been struck by is how clean everything is. They sweep the areas outside the shops in the morning. You can be forgiven for thinking it's rain. This is where we ate last night. It says Rincón de Baco, which is the little nook of Bacchus, but actually it's called Ganbara Artisano. And they put the bamboo sort of windbreak shade up. Puente Romanico. It's talking about the bridge. Built by the Queen for pilgrims. It's the bridge that we saw from that new bridge over there yesterday. The river's very still. There are little swifts everywhere. Well, we love staying at Puente la Reina. Beautiful place. So we're going right at this roundabout. We've got the moon up there in the sky. Well, it's 8:10 and it's starting to get warm. I'm wearing a fleece and I think that's going to have to come off soon. It's only a thin one, but still. We have a very determined aunt. Woo!
Lots of them, actually.
Very steep path climbing up to the top of that crack. So we're entering Mañero, which is where the different caminos merge into one. It's the Aragon Camino and the Camino Frances. Just before you get into this village. There is a nice little church over there too. Little tower. I can't help but think, that little tower on the tiled roof? Who stands in there? What do they do? I imagine a young lady in a 19th century dress with a telescope. Little birds flying everywhere. Sparrows, the house martins, or swifts. Can you see the yellow arrow? They're on almost every corner in some places. Down here, where my shadow was. I'm sure there'll be another in a moment. There's a sign on that wall, the blue sign, just to the left of the open doorway. Casa Consistorial, Plaza de los Fueros. Over in the distance, there's a ridge of crags, an edge. Quite a way to go before we get there.
That's what I thought Pamplona would be like.
Yeah, passing through Mañero, we saw a medical centre, and there was a gentleman walking around. I saw that he had a medical cross on his t-shirt, so I asked if he was a medic. He said yes, but he works in the next town over. And I told him that Andrew has a problem with his eye. I couldn't remember the word for tears, so I said that his eye rains. Oh, but he seemed to know what I meant. He said he'll see us in the next town over. We have a vineyard with black grapes and a beautiful little village where there's a doctor waiting for us over there. It's a place where there's a detour, so you can avoid going into the village, just go around. Because it's a climb into the village, and if you don't really want to see anything there, they say they don't really recommend that you take detours, or rather shortcuts. But you can in this case to avoid a big climb, just to go through a town and then down again. But we're going to go up into it, partly because there's a medic there waiting for us. But isn't it pretty? Apparently this is one of the most photographed parts of the Camino. We've got berries on one side, grapes on the other. I'm not sure what this plant is, but something here is making the air smell beautiful. It smells of a mixture between thyme and oregano almost. Can't be oregano. Mountain thyme. That's sweetness, but very herby. It's lovely. So we're now on our way into the village of Ciraqui. I think that's how it's pronounced. Ciraqui. Over there appears to be a cemetery or a memorial or something like that, with huge slabs of rock, just natural chunks of rock.
Estoy justo en el portal donde la farmacia.
This is quite steep. Just a little bit. It's beautiful though. There's always a sign. Camino. This must be nice when they have an event on. I like these things that you see. Funny little things. Birds everywhere. And there's a note about this road that until a few years ago it was thought to be a Roman road. It leads out of Ciraqui. But recent research has questioned its heritage. So another of these that nobody quite knows for sure. I'd be interested to know more about that. It has a Roman feel about it, I think. But you could imagine it being medieval too. Nice bridge. I like this road. It leads up to the main road there. So in the end we didn't stop in Ciraqui. Andrew's eye seems to be improving. So fingers crossed he won't need any help. But as it was, we couldn't find the medical centre anyway. We found a lot of people gathering in what I suppose was one of the squares. There was a little place where you could get coffee, I think, and food. And so quite a few of the other pilgrims on the route were bunched up there. I think they're following behind us now. There's a group of Americans that we haven't talked to much. They're from Pittsburgh, at least some of them are. I don't know whether they're in a group together. Today, earlier on, I was struggling with what I call a bad backpack day, which was that I did everything I normally do. I checked that my backpack was fitting the way I like it to, so putting the heavier things toward the bottom, but not completely at the bottom because then they hang down too much. And it seemed okay, but as we set out from Puente la Reina, it became clear that actually it was hanging too far down, so I had stopped and I fixed everything. And then it was basically okay, but I had too much weight on my left side, so I've been drinking the water from my left pouch more than from my right pouch. It now seems to be okay. But the backpack fits brilliantly. I had so much trouble finding one that actually was okay for me. And this is absolutely brilliant. It's Gossamer Gear, one of their lightweight ones. And it's absolutely brilliant. And I've sort of rigged it up with carabiners at the side that I can pull them in kind of close to my body. And that works really well. The area we're passing through now, we can see this edge ahead. I think that must be toward Logroño. We've had olive trees and vineyards again, and the soil is really red in colour. It's quite noticeable. It's absolutely lovely. Paradise loading 27%. There are signs everywhere. And here it says, Olive God Zen. Presumably it's a garden of Zen. Rest area. Zona de descanso. Ah. Well, I suppose it's got to be done, really.
Kannst du nicht? ¿Es was anderes? Por Dios, qué buena.
Que la sandía buenísima, ¿no? Es la mejor sandía que ha abierto aquí.
Muy buena.
Este año.
Increíble.
The smell of the incense.
Here?
Burning incense.
Micha, möchtest du irgendwas anderes?
There's a book exchange somewhere. Little shelves and things. I don't know.
10 años porque son muchos proyectos, pero va a ser algo muy bonito, muy grande. A dormir, por ejemplo, mira, este año mi objetivo es terminar de limpiar, de cortar toda la hierba y voy a poner tiendas para dormir abiertas como estado nativo y este año quiero empezar a hacer cine de verano.
In there?
Estos son olivos.
Olivos. Almendras también hay por aquí.
Almendros, gracias, buen camino. Aquí también sí hay mucho almendro. Estos son olivos, una variedad de aquí, se llaman arroyo. ¿Ya? Tenés su cucubulé. Pourquoi ça s'appelle là? Sí, garden, como garden.
Well, if you're passing through this way, it's definitely worth stopping at the Garden Zen. God Zen. The paradise. It's, I hadn't quite got it right. He's been buying the land over a period of 10 years. He's got 1 year left. And he's trying to develop it and do all sorts of things with it. This year, he's harvesting the olives as black olives in December, but he wants to have them pressed rather than mixed with other olives. He wants to have them pressed just his own olives because they're all organic, and wants to make his own organic olive oil out of it. And he's hoping, he had wanted to bring in volunteers, but there was nowhere for them to sleep. So he's hoping to develop it into a place where there's camping, there are facilities, he wants animals, he wants a place where people can play music. Fantastic place. His name's Ivan, and really, really lovely chap. It was really good to talk to him.
And he's hoping to make his own olive oil.
The arrow on the floor. We just stopped and lathered sun cream all over ourselves. Down the steps. It's quite strange after you've been... Oh, I just need to stop and point out the shell here. After you've been walking through little narrow paths and so on, you come to something concrete with the sound of cars going overhead. I never really tire of the sign of the little pilgrim with the unnecessary stick. In my view, this time it's not paradise that we're approaching, it's heaven. Looks like a fig tree.
Be very sweet.
Yeah. I get excited when I see things like an old bridge with old cobbled stones. I feel like an ancient pilgrim. Making my way to the next watering point. I think we might actually be at a point of interest here. I'm just going to stop on the bridge. Yes, so I was right. This is a bridge where there was a famous incident called Aymeric Picot's incident. The author of the famous Codex Calixtinus, the first guide ever to the Way of St. James, did not have a good time here. When crossing the river Salado, which literally means salt water, legend has it that a group of locals encouraged him to refresh his horse in the river. I'll just go ahead so we can look back at that bridge. The water was not suitable for drinking, so it made the horse die. The locals took advantage of Picot and kept the horse's meat for themselves. Soon after the incident, Picot made a detailed account of it and used over 50 insults to describe the locals. So that supposedly happened here. Poor horse. Hola, ¿qué tal? Buen camino. Poor horse. Don't know whether you can hear, but there are 3 young Spanish pilgrims behind us, and they're clapping and singing as they walk. They stepped aside so that we could get past. Really nice. Just coming into Lorca, which is a village and not about the author. When I first saw there was a point of interest about Lorca, I thought, ooh! Another thing that's very nice about those signs is when they're telling you you can get off a main road like that, where there's not much shade and the heat's coming off the asphalt. 7.5 kilometers to go. He's strimming the grass, I think. There's a squadron of vultures up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. 8. It's the first time we've seen to a bodega. See these snails everywhere. And these lovely little purple flowers. And I also love these flowers, which you see everywhere. Oh, there's a little lizard down there. Huh. Gone, missed it. No, maybe you saw a little shadow. I was about to say that in front of us we're approaching Estella. Before it, there's an area called, I think it's Villatuerta. And beyond it will be Estella. So it might be just beyond that hill there, I think. The further of the 2 churches, I imagine. We've spent much of this part of the walk thinking about books on psychology because my daughter Kim is coming up with a list of them. So we've been playing the game, thinking books about psychology. It's quite interesting defining what is psychology and what isn't, what constitutes a good list. Bit of contemporary stuff, bit of classical stuff. Do books on spiritualism count? So yes, we've been walking. Oh gosh, we have people behind us and we didn't know. Been walking down there. There's a vulture passing over. I suppose if your shoe's no good, you might as well make a monument out of it. This crop again. I'm going to go up to it to find out what it looks like. Right, what is this? Doesn't seem to smell. I don't know what it is. Villatuerta. Villatuerta. They still give the names in both Spanish and Basque. Estella rather, is Mesara. There was a sign back there that said no 5D, no 5G rather, no occupation forces. It said no 5G, it's obviously against the 5G telephone signals. Whether that's part of the anti-COVID belief system, I don't know. Haven't seen much of that sort of thing. The purple of these plants, they're beautiful. It says para peregrinos, for pilgrims, and we thought it might have been maybe, I don't know, some water or something, but no, it was just a bin. Which is helpful, I suppose. Our circular Camino markers have returned. And it's nice and cool. I like the green door. Gracias. This is showing the next section from here to Los Arcos, which we'll stay at Los Arcos not tonight or tomorrow night, but the night after, because we've got our rest day in Estella. Estella Nizara is the Basque word for it. We're currently here, so we're going to Estella, and then we'll have this section to Los Arcos. Got a bit of a climb there. I'm about to cross the Rio Iranzu.
I find a bit I could sit while you pass.
You have to be quicker than that.
Ooh.
Different type of Camino sign. So it's possible to pass this section and take what's a slight shortcut if you don't want to go into Estella. But we do want to go into Estella, given that we're staying there for 2 nights. And it's also one of the original towns of the Camino. It's one of the most important and historically significant. So that's why the Camino does go into Estella and then back out again. But some people that aren't staying there cut it out. .4 kilometers. I like this sentiment, no risk, no magic. Well, it's just gone 12:30. It's blazing hot. The group of Spanish ladies that we've seen on and off have stopped off in the last town we went through. They commented to me as we were going past, they asked how we were, and said, "Hace calor." It's getting hot. It is hot. So I think they were quite keen to stop, and she sort of looked slightly in sympathy when I said we were going on to Estella. So I'm actually going back. We just walked through this. I just wanted to get some of the graffiti. Good big walk. And up here, the best is to come do your part. And just here we have a sign at the Camino, and somebody's left a box of apples on top of it. There's a horse. Looks like it's eating the apples that we just saw. We've seen a lot of horse muck on the path, but so far no horses. People actually do the Camino on horseback, of course. We haven't seen anyone doing that though, just the evidence of it. We're nearer to that house now. Followed the road down. You can see the edge over that way. You could see it better from a little higher up actually, but it's much nearer to us now. So our albergue for the next 2 nights is on this side of the town of Estella, and it's called the Hosteria de Cortadores, and it's just going to be at the end of this section, first one we come to. I think that building straight ahead, just the one that's to the left of the yellow sign, I think might be our albergue. We are entering Estella. All the albergues are listed. Down there, we have a waterway. And that is indeed our albergue, which looks over the river. I think I'm right in remembering, it used to be a tannery in the 17th century. The building dates back to then. I think it's a good place to stay. And the town will be some way off to the left. So this is our lovely room at the Hosteria Cortadores, and the whole of this wall opens up and looks out over the river. We've just been having lunch. We didn't have it until now. Sitting on the floor here. I'll show you the view. It's quite funny actually, because somebody is playing heavy metal music, so we've got the sound of the river and the sound of heavy metal combining. And that's been our lunch experience. He fell. A little. One of them is up on the roof, running along the top of the building. Oh, he's not going to jump from there, is he? Maybe he is. Woo! He just tombstoned into the water from the top of the derelict roof. They're up on the roof. Oh, maybe. Oh, there's another one coming up. Woo! You're gonna go? The two of them standing there, they're gonna... Oh. Whee, there you go. Kingfisher. The kid's jumping out of that weeping willow. And off the side, all around. So we used this afternoon because we've got an extra day tomorrow to do our washing, and we've hung our washing from every available space. So we have shorts hanging from here, socks, shorts, a sock on a handle, socks, a vest hanging from a lamp, my sports bra, a sock, a top on a handle, and Andrew's t-shirt and trousers. And I have to say, it looks like we've decorated the room almost like it's Christmas or something. It's the first of these that we've seen. Although we're not following them for now. Oh, that's a different thing. What that is. Huh. It's the Church of Santo Sepulcro. A lot of these churches are 12th century. I like these. People are photographing the church behind us. And so we have here a mixed salad.
I thought it was going to come with the pig, but
No, a few people have walked past, and they sort of, because we're at quite high tables, they look at our food as they walk past, and that chap had a good nose at our food as he walked past, and then said "approveche," which is, you know, "che approveche," like "bon appetit," as he was walking past. It's nice. Pochas are good, are they? Pochas, stewed beans.
spicy.
Good. Lovely food. And it's in a very active little side street, which is quirky. I do like doing that sort of thing. And it was nice talking to Ramon and Raquel just now for quite a while. I think it's the last time we'll see them because they're moving on tomorrow. So that was quite strange in a way. We're sitting here with food being brought and we were still talking to them. That was nice, but it's hard in a way because we've only come in from the one angle, and I know that there's a lot more of the town. I mean, Raquel was saying that it is more of a city, really.
So there's quite a bit to see tomorrow.
I think, well, the city. I don't know how many cultural sort of things there are to see. There'll be churches and stuff. Maybe there's a museum, I don't know. But we can just relax. I'd like to go over the far side of the river. See if we can see the kingfisher some more. We could explore up the hill. And I'm enjoying this. The food's lovely.